All right, so yeah, this is a game between Lu Miaoyi is playing the white pieces here on the top there, and then Daniel Kopylov. He's a German grandmaster. He was born in 2003, so he was either 18 or 19 during this game, and Lu Miaoyi would have been 12. This game was played on July 28th in Serbia, as you can kind of see down here. But let's go ahead and get right into the game. Lu Miaoyi begins with pawn to e4, and now we have pawn to c5. Go ahead, Jinsey.
Was this like in a competition?
Yeah, it was in a tournament in Serbia, so it was in the first Belgrade Summer GM. So there was a bunch of grandmasters in this tournament. So some of the up and coming players had the opportunity to play grandmasters. Lu Miaoyi played many grandmasters in this tournament. Yeah. Anyway, but this gentleman is not a grandmaster. He's a FIDE master. Lu Miaoyi, even though technically she's rated 2399, she is not yet she's not rated as a master, although she has the credentials to be a master, so a bit strange. Anyway, so we do have the Sicilian defense on the board. Lu Miaoyi now plays knight to f3, attacking the center of the board, of course, and we have knight to c6 by the German master, and now we have the canal attack with bishop to b4, or excuse me, bishop to b5. Again, this is called the canal attack in the Sicilian defense, and we have pawn to d6 is often played in the Sicilian defense. Black not really worried about the bishop capturing. That would just be a waste of tempo. And yeah, bishops are better than knights for the most part. So the German master pushes his pawn, not really afraid that Lu Miaoyi is going to capture his knight. And now Lu Miaoyi does castle. And now we see bishop to d7 by the German master. And rook to e1 by Lu Miaoyi. Now knight to f6. And, this variation has been played many, many times. In fact, there's been about 3,000 master games that have been played to this exact same position. Welcome, Sean. Thank you for joining me. So you were just looking at a game between Lu Miaoyi playing the white pieces, this young girl. She was just 12 years old. And then this guy, Daniel, he's a German master. He's either 18 or 19. I'm not exactly sure what his birthday is, so difficult to know. Lu Miaoyi plays pawn to c3 here. Probably looking forward to playing pawn to d4 and trading a c pawn into the d pawn position there. The German master plays pawn to a6, attacking the bishop. Bishop back to c4. This seems a bit odd to me that she moves the bishop back to c4 and then and this was the best move in the position, bishop to c4. The German master plays the best move in the position. He plays pawn to b5, attacking the bishop. And now the best move is to move the bishop back all the way to f1. And again, this seems a bit odd to me. Like, if it was a good move, then why didn't we do it before the pawn push? I guess, I mean, it seems like the black pawns being extended like that should be an advantage for black. But anyway, let's continue. Now we have bishop g4. The engine does recommend that maybe playing pawn to e5 would be better, just really locking down on that e4 square. We'll just continue with what happened on the board. We have pawn to a4 by Lu Miaoyi, and now pawn to b5 by the German master. This is the best move in the position for him. Lu Miaoyi plays the best move as well. She plays pawn to d4, and now we have pawn captures d4. So c captures d4. Slightly better would have been to capture b captures on b3. Would have been a little bit better here, but we'll just continue. Lu Miaoyi goes ahead and captures on d4. So c captures d4, and she's got a nice strong center now, and she's got more space. So things looking pretty good for white. She definitely has a slight advantage in the position. The German master finds the best move. He plays pawn to d5. And now Lu Miaoyi, she's almost famous for pawn pushes. She's got all of her pieces on the back rank here besides this knight here. So, if she was one of my students, I'd be telling her, hey, Lu Miaoyi, you've got to get your pieces involved. You need to get your bishops and knights into the game so you have some power on the chessboard. But Lu Miaoyi plays the strongest move in the position, a pawn push. Pawn to e5 here. And now The German master repositions his knight to e4. And actually, this was a bit of, well, no, this was a good move. It was okay. The engine actually saying knight back to g8 would be the best move in the position. That's not an easy move to find. We don't usually try to undevelop our pieces. But this was an okay move. Knight to e4 was an okay move, and it's the move that I would play. Lu Miaoyi decides she doesn't want that bishop hanging out here anymore. She plays pawn to h3, and now we have bishop back to h5 by the German master. The engine saying just going here would have been slightly better, calling this an inaccuracy. And Lu Miaoyi kind of pounces on it. She plays pawn to g4 now, attacking the bishop again. Of course, he's got to move the bishop. He pulls it back to g6. And again, this seems awfully awkward to me. White's position with all these pieces still back on their starting squares, essentially. It seems like we've made a lot of pawn moves and we haven't really developed our pieces. So normally I would say this is not a good way to go. These masters definitely know what they're doing. Lu Miaoyi finds the best move in the position here. And of course, like I said, she's almost legendary at this point at her ability to find strong pawn moves. She plays pawn to e6 here. And the German master goes ahead and plays pawn to, or queen to d6. She plays pawn to e6. And really, he should have just captured this pawn. That would have been a little bit better in the position because now Lu Miaoyi just goes ahead and captures. And so she gets, an extra pawn out of the deal. And her position is quite a bit better after bishop captures on f7. Yeah, Lu Miaoyi is winning. Stockfish says that essentially Lu Miaoyi's position is worth 3 points. It's 3 points better than this German master. But let's continue. Lu Miaoyi again pushes the pawn. She plays pawn to a5. Probably better would be to develop the B knight to d2 here instead. But let's continue. We have pawn to g6 now by the German master. Perhaps it might have been better to push the pawn here, but again, we will just continue. Now, Lu Miaoyi plays queen to a4, and this is actually a blunder. This was a mistake. She should not have done this. And let's take a look at why this would have been a blunder. So the difference is she was totally winning before this move. And if black played correctly, then black should be able to essentially equalize in the position. And so we will take a look at that now. Black should now play bishop to g7, of course. And now we have bishop to f5, or excuse me, bishop to f4, attacking the queen. Can't take the bishop, of course, as the knight would be hanging and you would lose the rook. So black would need to move his queen back to d7 would be best. We would have bishop to e5 now, and black should go ahead and castle. Bishop captures on g7. King captures on g7. Then we would have white could develop the knight from b to d2. Knight captures on d2. Knight captures on d2 again for white. And then bishop to e8 for black. Rook comes to c1 here. And then Lu Miaoyi, or excuse me, black could move the queen back to d6 and then queen to b3. The knight could capture the pawn, attacking the queen, repositioning the queen to c3. Black could go for a queen trade at this point. He's up a pawn, so he could play something like queen here. Yeah, black's position would be better because basically, if he would have played this line, black would have done better after Lu Miaoyi's move. But let's go back to what actually happened on the board. So Lu Miaoyi played queen to a4, which was a mistake, but and now we do see bishop to g7. That's the best move in the position. So it looks like at first this German master may actually punish Lu Miaoyi for this mistake. Lu Miaoyi plays a bit of an odd move. She plays knight to e5. It would have been better to move the bishop here first. So this knight to e5 move was a bit of a mistake. It would have been, it's a move we definitely want to play, but you should have played bishop to f4 first. But we'll continue with what happened in the game. The German master goes ahead and castles here. He would have done better to go ahead and move the rook over, excuse me, not there, move the rook over to c8. putting another defender on this knight, as it is attacked twice and only defended once. But he does find a way to play this to kind of maintain equality. Lu Miaoyi does capture the knight, as again, she had two attackers and there is only one defender. But he plays, so the German master plays bishop captures knight, kind of removing the defender there. And this does equalize. So bishop captures on e5, and then queen captures queen on d6. Bishop, of course, captures queen. And now Lu Miaoyi does finally develop that knight to d2. We have knight back to g5 by the German master. This is the best move in the position. And now bishop to g2 by Lu Miaoyi, putting pressure on that pawn, but it is defended currently. Knight back to e6 here by the German master, seemingly hanging this pawn here. But Lu Miaoyi does not take. She plays knight to b3. And now we have knight to c7 by the German master. The engine again suggesting maybe playing rook to c8 would be best here. Just, rooks like open files, so taking over that open file would make some sense. And now we have finally the bishop jumping into the game, bishop to g5, putting some pressure on this pawn as it is only defended once and attacked twice. The German master defends with a rook fe8. And now we have rook a c1 by Lu Miaoyi. And we have rook a c8 by the German master. Lu Miaoyi now actually moves her bishop back to f1 once again. Keeps on going back to its starting square. It's funny, the life of this bishop. And now we have knight back to e6, perhaps putting some pressure on this isolated pawn, although it's currently defended. Lu Miaoyi puts her bishop on h6. And now we have this rook lift to c4 by the German master. And this seems a bit strange as the bishop could capture here. So bishop captures rook, and then we have pawn captures bishop on c4, rook captures on c4, and now we have knight to g5. Knight to g5, unleashing an attack on the bishop or on the rook and the knight there. So seems like you would not be able to capture. Lu Miaoyi finds the best move in the position. She plays rook to c1 here. And now we have knight captures pawn on h3, check by the German master. He attacks the knight with king to g2. German master repositions his knight to f4 with check, kind of forcing the trade of the bishop for the knight. And of course, the German master captures back, attacking the rook. And now we have knight to c5 by Lu Miaoyi, bishop to d5 check here by the German master. It probably would have been better to capture the rook, but it's only a slight difference. White would still be winning in either situations. So let's just continue with what happened on the board. Lu Miaoyi moves her king to g1 now. And we have the fantastic move, rook to c8 here. Not an easy move to find, as you could take the rook, it would seem, but this is the best move in the position by the German master. Lu Miaoyi lifts her rook to avoid being captured here. She plays rook to c2, and now we have bishop captures rook by the German master, and we have rook captures bishop on c2 by Lu Miaoyi, bishop back to d6, attacking the knight. And it is defended by a pawn, so Lu Miaoyi just grabs this pawn, perhaps making some passed pawns. And the German master does blunder here. He plays pawn to e5. He should have actually taken the knight, and it would have pretty much equalized the position. But let's go ahead and continue with what actually happens on the board. We have rook to b6 by Lu Miaoyi. And now pawn captures on d4 by the German master. And again, this is a blunder. He should have just gone ahead and captured the knight. He should have taken the knight, and white would have still been winning slightly, but he would have had a better chance of surviving the position. Now Lu Miaoyi plays the strongest move in the position. She saves her knight and blocks the pawn at the same time with knight to d3. And now bishop back to f8, a good move for the German master, although maybe getting behind his pawn would have also been a decent move. Lu Miaoyi grabs the a pawn now, and now we've got connected passed pawns. This is very dangerous. Definitely something to be worried about. The German master goes after the pawn with rook to c2, and now Lu Miaoyi just moves her rook to b6. And the German master now goes after the knight with rook to d2. Lu Miaoyi defends with rook to b3, definitely the best move in the position. Rook to d1 check. Lu Miaoyi's got to move her king. She goes to g2. And now we have rook over to a1, attacking the a-file rook. Lu Miaoyi, of course, is going to defend it. She plays rook to b5. And now we have the rook going back to attack the knight with rook to d1. Lu Miaoyi says, hey, go ahead and take that. I'm going to go ahead and advance my pawn. She plays pawn to a6. The German master brings his rook back to right where it was before. He plays rook back to a6. And now Lu Miaoyi, of course, defends with rook to b6. And now black wants to get his king into the game, try to see if he can stop this pawn march. He plays king to f7. And Lu Miaoyi pushes her other pawn, pawn to b4, moving it up 2 squares. We have king to e7 by black, and now pawn to b5 by Lu Miaoyi. And hopefully you can tell that this is pretty much a one position for white. This is really hard to defend. Well, basically impossible unless Lu Miaoyi makes a mistake here. But let's go ahead and continue, as the game did continue in real life. We have king to d7, and now knight to e5 check by Lu Miaoyi. The king moves to c8, trying to get over there to stop this pawn march. Lu Miaoyi finds the strongest move in the position. She plays rook to c6, and now king goes back to d8. We have pawn to b6, and it was in this position on move 52 that the German master did resign the game. It's not really a lot that you can do here. There's no way you're going to stop a queen from being born. Probably the best move would be bishop c5 here. You could play bishop c5, rook takes c5, and because the pawn's going the other direction. And of course, they can capture here. So yeah, the rook can capture the pawn, and then you can just push the pawn again, and you're threatening check here. Yeah, and then you'll be able to promote and get a queen. So yeah, like I said, the German master did resign the game several moves ago because, yeah, this was just not playable. As soon as Lu Miaoyi pushed this pawn here, the German master did resign the game. So that's it. Lu Miaoyi won this one. Thank you for checking that out. I hope you did enjoy. Also, do check out my YouTube channel. I'm doing game reviews every day. I have tactics on there. A lot of Lu Miaoyi's games, but I'm also posting reviews on other chess games. If you know any games I should cover, if you know of some, games that are going on that you'd like me to cover, please let me know, and I will probably do it. Anyway, thank you.